All of you, first of all, good afternoon. All external participation and internal participation, dear friends, dear my faculty members, and webinar on. This is the first of all, as part of the industry conduct and industry interaction initiative, our institute has been organizing a series of webinars from industry experts. The Institute of invites and experts from various industries share the practical insight and interact with students. Today webinar on web technology, today afternoon session, web technology. This is the web technology by ex alumni students. This is a Sai Bhavana 2020 batch. This is the Vibro technology in project engineers. Okay, ma, you started.
Thank you, sir.
We welcome you, Bhavana.
Thank you, ma'am. I am Bhavna. Currently, I am working as a project engineer in Wipro Technologies. And my main role is web development. And I'm currently working as a React web developer in a Lloyds Bank project. Okay, coming to the how corporate life is. See, if you compare campus to the corporate, in corporate, it's always a learning. Every day is a learning. You can't stop learning. Like in college, if you have exams, you can stop, you'll read up to the exams and you'll stop learning. But coming to the corporate, it's not like that. Be prepared, especially the 4th years. It's always a learning. Even if you know all the even you know all the technologies, technologies and languages are not limited. You have many more things to learn. So be prepared for it. Okay, let me start my topic.
Bhavana, can you please switch on the video so that all can see you and will be, learn something.
Yeah, wait, let me.
It's great.
Okay, can I stop?
Yeah, you can.
Today I'm going to talk about web technologies. Maybe some of you may have already idea of what web technologies are, but let me give an overview of how the web technologies work. And today I'm going to talk mainly about React. I think many of you, almost I guess, many of you don't know what's React and how React works, why React. Let me tell you the things why and how React. Okay. Let me go to the agenda of today. Let me I'll be going to discuss with you technology, web, front end, back end, and all things. And be clear, if you have any questions, let me you post in a chat window, and we'll have a Q&A session at the last. It's better if we talk then, okay? Technology. If you listen to the word technology, it's like it never have a limit. It's always growing. See how we have started the technology, like to give an example, we have started with the letters. The mode of communication is letters in the past, but now it has changed to the landlines, and now it's mobile phones. And in future, it may be with the smartwatches, and you'll have a things like virtual reality things, where you don't even need to carry things or mobiles or something. You can simply virtual reality. You can simply view your phone or something in a air, and you can do the things. You can have a phone. You don't need to carry a phone. And technology never has a limit. How it's improving day by day is like it's faster than the growth of a population. In nowadays, almost every day a new technology is emerging, but we the people are late, that we are not even upgrading to the things. But the technology is so fast and so fastly emerging thing nowadays. You can see the growth rate here. In 1400, it's just how constant it has been up to the 19th century. And you can see a very rapid growth from 2000 things. And in the future years, you'll see more growth in our technology. And I suggest you all, please, at least some part of things you be updated with the technology. Because when you enter into the corporate life, it's not so easy that you can have a phone speeding or like you can refer books and all. It's totally different. Even if you learn the things, you'll have a daily learning basis. You may think that I know all these technologies and I can run very nicely in a software, but it's not like that. Even for example, let us think you have been update very Java, and you think that okay, I know Java, I can survive for years. But no, even Java, you got updated today, maybe there is a recent change tomorrow itself. So be upgraded at least to some point of technology. And our main topic is web technology. I've told you what technology is. Technology is nothing but application of scientific knowledge to develop the things. To give you a best example, if we want to develop a mobile application, we need to apply our logical thinking and we need to keep building the things. Then only you can we need to apply our knowledge. Then only you can form a mobile application. Coming to the web. Web usually it's developed by Tim Berners-Lee. I think you all will be having a basic idea of World Wide Web. To tell you simply, you'll go to the Google and you'll type, for example, let me show you with the example. See, for example, if I type dogs, it will give me so many things. And if I go to the images, it will give me all the things. And for example, if I like this thing and if I want to view it in a new window, it will be opening in a new window and I'll be getting a link URL here. See, this URL is not same for all the things. It will be keep changing for one image to the other image. You can't even find the same URL for a same image, different images. So all connection of all these URLs is known as a World Wide Web. You will have communication. The best mode of communication nowadays is this World Wide Web. And it is developed by the Tim Berners-Lee. Actually, he has developed this World Wide Web to get the communication more easier for the scientists all over the world to get the things and connect easily. And nowadays, almost everything we do, and almost we can use everything. We can we can know everything through Google. It has been a most useful thing now. Web technologies are usually when we develop an application or something, it usually have two things: front and back end. Coming to the front end is nothing but what we see, how it looks, how we feel it. Like for example, let me show you. If we open a Google thing, yeah, we can see a screen. This is developed by the front end developers. Coming to the back end, when I click on a docs, it collected the images from all different websites. It's not from a single website or it's not from a single URL. It's getting all the images. It is getting images from all over the world and it's collecting there. All the collecting thing, we may not be able to view, but it's doing somewhere and we are getting the things. We can only watch the docs images on the web page, but we cannot know how the process is going on. All that is done through backend. To give you the best examples, like SQL also. If you store all the data in SQL, we need to work on some commands to get the data in SQL, but we don't know the users. We simply know that we are getting the data. We don't know how we are getting. People in the backend will be working, programming, coding to get all the things. So to save the front end is just the look and feel. It's client side. Clients are nothing but we, the users. Server side is nothing but the people who are in the backend, who are providing us the website, the people who are managing it in the backend. It's the backend thing. Yeah, the main basic language of a web technology and very basic language is a HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Actually, my main concept is to teach you the React, but to know the React, you need to have a basic understanding of how the HTML CSS and all things works. So I'm telling you, just see here in basic syntax of HTML. I have kept the code, which is a very basic syntax of a HTML. It's very basic, guys. And in here output, you'll see the output here. My first heading and my first paragraph. This will be the things in HTML. And if you want to learn HTML, I'll suggest you a W3 schools, and it's case sensitive. You can't write the tags as per your wish. It will have some, for example, if you see here, sorry. Yeah, doc type HTML. If you write doc type in a small letters, it won't work. You should surely write it in a capitals, and you'll have a tags here. I have many tags. I have just gave you the simple example. That's it. I have a many things to do with this HTML and all. And currently have updating technology of HTML5 where you have still lot more things like canvas, color, audio, video, and all, how to maintain all those. Have a many things in HTML to go with. But the main, it's not like a disadvantage. When you do a web page with HTML, you can only have a very you don't have any decoration, or you can see a simply web page. See, it even don't even have any background color or color change, anything. You can't do any of these things with HTML. You can only do the things like whatever the data you need to be printed on those, or whatever the buttons you to keep, all only those things can be done with the HTML. You can't even change the color of a font and all. Then there came an existence of a CSS. See, how's the CSS is? HTML is asking, hey CSS, decorate me. Then only see, you can see the difference here. How the HTML, with the HTML, you can create a web page, plain page. With HTML and CSS, you guys can decorate it. Have you ever felt like while using any websites and all, don't you ever feel, wow, this website is nice, and you ever got attracted? But I do. See, basically, when I go with the browser things, if I have a Google and Yahoo, I go with the Google. I don't want the Yahoo because of its flexibility and how it view. And the main thing what I like in a Google, it will show us the wait, let me show you. Yeah, all these things. Usually I don't have updated Google here, but if we have updated Google, in this Google, it will show us the important day, what is the day related to, and all the things. So I of course, even if you say I am not attracted to its look, but we people do it. We attract to the page when it's look attractive only. So we use the cascading style sheets. It's a CSS. The basic syntax, how you write in a CSS is, see, H1. H1 is a heading tag we use in a HTML. We use the tag of a HTML where we need to style it, and in a flower brackets we need to give the color, font style, and also keep in mind that color, font style, those are also case sensitive. And we have multiple websites. Like, let me show you again the example of W3 schools. We have a CSS where we have multiple styles to be done, and these are all case sensitive. You can go through the Google and you can do this. And coming to the CSS, we have 3 types of CSS: inline, internal, and external. Inline CSS, coming to the inline, where we can do our coding in a same line where we write our HTML code. For example, let me show you here. I have H1, my first heading. I can simply in a H1 before closing tag, I can write my styling, like as you show here. See, so this is a paragraph. We can write like this. With assigning it to the style, we can write. This is an inline CSS. Coming to the internal CSS, I showed you the basic syntax of HTML. No? Here we'll also have a head tag here between a HTML tag and a body tag. In head tag, we'll have a tag called style. And in style, we can refer to the, see, here they gave, no, body. If we apply body, background color is blue. If we apply this, then we can see all the background color will be changed to blue. And paragraph color is yellow. Then the paragraph color, that is, this is paragraph, no? That will be changed to the yellow. This is the internal CSS. You can also keep it with using a script type equals to text or CSS. We can also do that, but mostly recommended thing is to use a style tag here. And coming to the external CSS, in external CSS, what we do is we write all the CSS part in a different file. We'll get the different file and we'll include it in a head tag in a HTML part. See here, the people have done it. Okay, we'll write all our thing in a style.css and we'll link it here. This is the external CSS, this is internal, and this is inline. And many of you maybe heard of a thing called ID. We use ID in tags usually. You may think why this ID is used. I'll tell you the use here. See, for example, if you are writing the styling part in external CSS and you have multiple H1 tags, then if you want one H1 tag in a different color and one more H1 tag in a different color, then you can use a ID. With ID, you can refer only that part of a heading and you can style it for that part of a thing. Where you need to keep the ID. See, here they have gave style equals to color blue. Instead of style equals to color blue, you can keep ID equals to P1. And P1 all things, the thing you want to give. It's not mandatory like you should give this, you should do this and all. You can give whatever the name you want to the ID, and based on ID, you can make the changes or styling whatever thing. Also, keep in mind that this ID will be useful in a JS thing also. Let us move to the JavaScript. See, in HTML and CSS part, you will only do the things like only what we see. Even if you write a button and if you want any functioning to the button, you can't do it in HTML and CSS. So there can be a technology called a JavaScript where you can write the functionality in a JavaScript script tags. In the same with the JavaScript thing also, you can't write inline JavaScript, but you can do it with the internal and external JavaScript. And make sure, see, for HTML, it should be the file extension should be .html only, and for CSS, it should be .css, and for JS, it should be .js. And as you saw here, we are extracting the style CSS from the same from different thing. In the same way, we can also bring out our JavaScript file, but we need to use a script tag. Mainly, this JavaScript is used for behavioring the things, mainly to write the functions and all. And also the part like whatever the things we have written in a HTML, we can change its content even in a JavaScript by using C. I have wrote one line of code, document.get element by ID demo.innerHTML equals to hello.js. Demo is the ID. I told you, ID will be the very important point you need to do. Very important point you need to always keep, because it may use in a JS thing and it will be useful in a CSS thing, and it should not be the same. If it be the same, it will have a naming conflicts and it will not execute. It will show you as a error. And JavaScript is also a very cool language. Like it's almost like Java, but you don't need to worry about the data types. If you give var num, we need to declare variable as var num equals to 0. It will take num data type as integer. If you give num equals to some Bhavna, it will take it as a string. You no need to worry about the data types. So JavaScript will be doing all the things, but also make sure it is making all the things for you. But you should be clear what you are doing, because it will not throw you any errors. It will just reflect in a HTML page what you have done. So we should be careful with it. That's all. Now comes the main topic of our React. We have all the things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and we have many lot more things like Angular, JavaScript, and we have many things. But nowadays React JS has a very big, very good market Why? Because see, in JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, what we are doing, we need to write all the HTML code in a one part, and we need to write all the script tags like a JS thing in a one part, and we need to keep all together. But coming to the React JS, here comes a magic. You can keep all the things in a single page. Like you can write it's for example, if you have a functional function of a single thing, we can write its what styling also in the same page. That's the main magic of a React. You love you love this coding when you start doing the React. I strongly suggest you to learn React because you people will love it. It's designed by the Facebook. While React has came into the market, we already have many things like Angular JS and all, but React has nailed the market with its own uniqueness because of main thing called components. I'll tell you what the components are. Top corporations like Facebook, PayPal, Uber, on all the things are using this React.js currently. And be sure it's not a framework; it's just a library we are going to use. See, you know, when comparing to the popular frameworks, we have a multiple frameworks here. Comparing to all those frameworks, React library is in the top. By seeing this, you can understand how good the React is and how popular it is. Here comes the main two magics of a React JS. I told you, no, we can write all HTML thing relate to the function in a one page. That is called a JSX, JavaScript XML we call it. I'll show you an application how we'll do it. Then you can get good idea of what this JSX and how it works. Okay. And coming to the components, let me show you one live example where you can get well know about this. You all know Swiggy, I guess, no? Yeah, Swiggy is very popular nowadays, and it's using React as the back what for front end thing. It's using React. Have you all have a doubt of what component is? See, wait, let me show you. For example, I've clicked on Biryani Zone. Okay, see, we have a cart here. We have this Biryani Zone and all the things, ratings and all thing here. We have a recommended page here, and we have.
Sorry
Yeah.
for the interruption. So we are only seeing your PPT page. Other pages can't be seen here.
Shit.
Yeah, please share whole screen.
Yeah, I have shared whole screen. Wait, let me stop sharing and I'll share again. Okay.
Okay, sure. Others facing the same issue? Okay.
Now you can see what
It
we are
is fine.
saying.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is
you're
fine.
seeing Swiggy. Yeah. See, in Swiggy thing, we have this biryani zone. We have this recommended list. Here also we have recommended list with the best sellers and all thing. We have a cart empty thing here. All this each thing is a component. Okay, this cart empty thing is a one component. This biryani zone is one component. This recommended thing is one component. This is one component. See, what makes React so special? You all have a question in mind, no? See, I'm telling you. See, we have opened swiggy.com page, but see, you don't see anything in a cart empty page. Why? Because to give you the best performance, it's loading only the things you need. See, when I add this, yeah, cart empty component has took its place, and we can see something here, checkout and all the things. See, we'll write a separate code for this this is a single component, this is a single component, and we together mix all these components and we'll make a website so that if you have any change in a cart, it doesn't affect remaining components because each component is independent of each other. only when it comes to the adding. Only this add button is linked to the cart page. That doesn't mean if you have any if you like if checkout is not working in a cart, it doesn't affect anything to the recommended page. It just have error in a cart page. That's it. Remaining things work so good. That means, see, have coming to the HTML, CSS and things, where if you have a change in a checkout, if you have some error in a checkout page, whole page will not work. Not only the cart thing, whole page will not work. Coming to the React, it's not like that. If you have error in this component, it will stay for that only. You can see all the remaining things. This is called a main unique and a very React magic of a React. You can call these components. You have Angular and all things, but coming to this what React, this component things make its usage more better. Can see my PPT now.
No. No.
Now you can see.
Yes, sister.
But I don't know why I got this green thing here. Okay, wait, let me. Coming to components, we can write components in a two forms: class and functional things. See, I'm telling you, we can write all HTML thing and JS thing all in one thing. Here we have example of class, example components, extends component. We need, this is a basic syntax. And in return we'll write all the HTML thing related to the cart. And before render, we'll write its functionality. Like if we click on checkout, what should be done? That all things we can write it in about the render. And the HTML part we can write in a this below return, in between the return. So whereas coming to the HTML on all the things, you can't write like this. And we can have a multiple components like this. It's not like all the single page should be done in a single component. We can have a multiple components to a single web page, and we can link it through routers. We have a separate routers in a this React thing, and we can link it through this. And coming to the functional things, if you are a people from a Java background, you can mostly use class. It's up to a personal view that which could be better, but Java people mostly prefer this class thing. And functional thing, it's like the same thing. In return part, we can write all our HTML part, and in functional thing, we can write all our JavaScript thing. That combination of that is called a JSX. And coming to the styling part, styling also you can do inline CSS or internal. It's not internal also you can do, and external also you can do, your wish. Like, and you'll have this hello world as output, both the things. But here in class components, this is an example component you'll get. This is the very basic syntax of a class versus a class components and a functional components. Let me show you an example of which I worked, so that you can get a better understanding of how the coding happens. And tell me, you can see my VS Code page. Hello?
Yes, it can be seen.
Yeah, thank you. See, this is a basic React component I have done. I have used a class component. And we have two main things. The one main thing that need to be done in here. State. What is a state in a React? State is the thing like, see, for example, you have a add card thing. At first, you have nothing in a add cart. It's simply a blank page. And when you have added something to it, it has took its page and you can see something like you have this many items in your cart and all the things. No, see, all this is maintained by the state. When you have some changes to your component, all those should be carried and will be carried by the own state. So firstly, we'll give all the things like what are the variables we can say and all the things in a this dot state page. And I am writing two functions like a previous and a next button here. I'll tell you what this previous, next and all things. Let me show you a basic structure and all. See, in render return, see, this is the HTML part. In this HTML part, if you try to put some JS things, it will not work. Only the HTML part should be kept here. See, all these are HTML things. I have a division like div, and I've used a button, image, and button on all things I have done here. And JS part, I have done all this here. Previous, next. To tell you how it works, see, I have took a button called one button. I have took previous button. When I click on button, it will be taking us to the this dot previous thing, which is here. What is the functionality happening here? I'll tell you. And I have took an image. This image also we are getting from this dot image where we have already mentioned.
Bhavana, screen is not fully viewed. It is half side one.
Why is it happening? I don't understand.
So please zoom out or zoom. Zoom out.
I don't even zoom my screen. I didn't even zoom my screen. Can you? No?
No.
No, ma'am.
Now?
No, sister.
No?
Only half side. I mean,
Half side
right
it's
side of the
visible.
code is visible. It was great. It was great, Bhavana.
Can you see the letters?
No, it was perfect.
Okay. See, here I have took button, image and button. When I click on this button, it will move to the previous function. And when I click on this button, it will move to the next function. And in the image, I have given a source as this image things. And in this image, as we store array things like we'll give in C and Java, we'll give array, no? The same thing I have gave some links here in a image thing. And see, index is the thing which need to be changed constantly. So I have took this variable in a state part. Let me show you the output, how it worked. Can you see my output?
No.
See, this is my output. I told you now I have a previous button, next, and I have an image. See, when I click on next, the number will be changing and the image will also be changing. The same thing happens until how many images we have. Clicking on previous, the number at the down will be changing and also the image will be changing. See, for that what we have done, I have took a index as basic, I have initialized it to 0. When I click on a previous button, it is checking whether it is 0. You all know conditional statements, right? If this condition is true, then it will print this part. If it's false, it will go to this part. Okay. If index is equals to 0, it will keep index as the same and image will not be changed. And coming to if it's not 0, the index will be doing -1. Coming to the next part, if the image index is equals to that it means it's the last image, then the image will be the same. If it's not the last image, the index will be increasing. And how the image changes? Now here I gave this dot state dot index. based on the number of inputs, the appropriate image will be coming. This is our basic React component works. This is a very, you may not understand many things here, like why use this previous dot bind and all the things. For this and all, you need to go with a little deeper React. Today I am planned just for a very basic React thing, to give just an overview why React and how it's nailing the market and all the things. And also I've showed you this part, this coding part, because to tell you how it is different from a normal HTML file, how that JSX thing works, how the component is working here. The same way, see here I have only one page and I have only one HTML part and all the things. You can also, I also have a multiple things like C. This is another thing. This is songs list usually. I can't run it now because it will take so much time. But the basic disadvantage is at starting it takes some time to load the React app. But coming to the changes, but once it loaded on the browser, we have a virtual DOM thing where it is so faster that changes without refreshing it, the changes you can see. You can see it, the changes. See, I have here app.js page. Okay, not also, this is also a single HTML page. See here, I have a component of app.js. I have another component of songs.js. Like this, we have two different components, but in app.js I have linked, see here you can root path to songs. I have linked it to the songs page. So when I click on it, it will move to the songs page. The same thing I have, see here. Here I have many components. See, I have a details component, I have a submit component, I have a songs page component, I have many things. If you want, let me run it, okay? Starting, it will take some time to load, but once it's done, you can see rapid changes will be done there in the browser screen. Until it gets loaded, let me show you the pros and cons of let's look at the pros and cons of a React.js. Virtual DOM, you can see main thing here is the virtual DOM. Whenever in this HTML, CSS and all the things, we have a DOM which will be maintained by the browser, and whatever the changes, it will be captured by the browser and it will reflect us actually. But coming to the React, we have a virtual DOM. Virtual DOM is just a copy of a page, like we have components, right? We have a copy of a component, and this virtual DOM will get updated with the state every millisecond. It gets updated. Whatever changes we do there, it will be reflected here very fast, so fast. That's the main advantage of a virtual DOM. And another use here is if you have a changes in a one component, the other components maybe it doesn't have any change, no? So the runtime performance will be very fast. The virtual DOM takes only the component which have the changes. Whereas coming to the HTML and CSS, if we have a change in a one part, it should render all the web page, and it takes a lot of time to the change to happen. But whereas in case of a React, we have a virtual DOM which makes it the runtime very fast and SEO friendly. SEO friendly in the sense we have a multiple browsers. We don't have a single browser like a Google or something, right? We have a multiple. We have Apple Safari. We have this Google. We have Microsoft Edge. We have Mozilla Firefox. We have many things. SEO friendly means it is compatible with any browser. Whichever browser you run the code, it will be easily will be flexible to run with any browser. That is meant by SEO friendly. reusable components. Coming to this part, whenever you see a component, we can compose it in another component. For example, we have previously we have image.js and all the things. If we need to include all those component in another page, we have a class name like component and all. No, that component will include it in another thing. The reusability is a very easy thing in a React.js. It's very flexible so that we can very easily we can reuse the components. Easy data flow. Data flow. We have a multiple states here, and we have a different things to manage. So we may all be thinking we have a many things to manage, so it may take so much of time because data should be loaded from a different parts and all. No, but coming to the React, we have a concept called a Flux, and currently it has a updated version to the Redux. This part makes the data to flow in a unidirectional way, where we'll have a store and a dispatch. We'll have a store. That store will take care of all the changes. Like if you listen, for example, we'll take a basic example like a queue. Okay, basic queue. It's not what data structures queue. Normally, if you go somewhere, you need to stand in a queue. The same way, it will arrange all the changes in a queue. So it will make the changes so faster. It will take all the things in a line by line, so that there will be no part of a conflicting, and also the data flow will be very clear. All the things will be maintained by the store, and all the actions will be dispatched by. We'll have a dispatcher in a Flux concept. We'll dispatch all those things in a through store and all. Next, easy debugging and testing. For this testing part, we can also have we can also write testing in a unit testing in a React.js. It will create the snapshots and all. To tell you, see, for example, if I gave any form, you will all see an email. No? When you tries to log in, you'll see email. No? When you click on a email, if you have entered, like, basically we need to have someone at gmail.com. If you didn't enter it properly, you need to have then it will show you error, and all those things can be easily done with a unit testing. We'll have a unit testing, we have functional testing, and many testings in a React.js. And also, if you see, for example, I have a web page, and you need to prepare the same web page as what I done. You need to keep the same heading and all the things. If I am the mentor and if you are the student, if I want to check yours, it takes so much of time if I manually check it. No, if I see, for example, I can also miss the things like you may have used a different heading, I may have used a different heading, and by checking manually, I have forgotten to check on all those things. But coming to the React, we'll have a unit testing part where it will create the snapshot of what we have done. So when we compare it with the others, it will automatically check whether all are same or not, and it will give us the test cases which are passed or which are like where we have a wrong, and all the things will be shown here. Next, coming to the future of, okay, I forgot to tell you cons, no? Yeah. Time taking on complex cases. I told you, no, at first it takes so much of time to load all the things. So at first it takes a lot of time, means it will take some 2 to 3 minutes to load. But in HTML and CSS pages, at first it will load faster, but when coming to the changes, it takes time. But it's vice versa here. At first it takes time, and coming to the changes, it's very fast, very, very fast. Improper documentation. As React still the changes are upgrading in a React, and many people are trying to bring out the changes in a React. So we don't find a proper documentation to work on the React. We have a multiple solutions to work on. Some may use class, some may use functional, some may use some other way. We have a multiple things. So our part is to check and find the best for us to understand. And JSX as a barrier. See, whatever the change you do, that should be done only with the JSX. You can't do it with some other like .html file or .html file. We can create and all we cannot do. only JSX is a barrier and you can do anything only in a JSX. That's the main disadvantage. Coming to the future of React, see, you can see how many websites already been used by the United States and all the things. See how many websites are already using the React. No, by seeing this, you can understand. Okay, let's have a Q&A session.
So, anyone is having any queries and asking?
Wait, let me. Somebody posted me a question. Which type of projects you done in this period? See, I'm a fresher. I've joined Wipro just 3 months back. Before I've joined, but I've just training part. Purely, I've joined into Wipro just 3 months back, and I've just now entered into a project. And I have question now which type of project? React. Currently, I'm working on a React project, bank project. In that, for a front end work and all, we use React. I'm doing the.
Great. And any other students is having any queries and asking your senior? You all are welcome for asking.
Yeah, I have shown one slide with comparison of React and some other. Yes.
Hello, all of you students, please ask any questions. Ma, the interaction session, please ask questions, any questions.
You can
Final year,
questions
third year,
not
second
only
year students.
not only related to this, okay?
Related to only for how to the project doing all the things. Okay.
Yeah, you can ask me questions like which technology will be good to learn. And
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma. Ma, experience with sir, ma. What about second year students and third year students and final year students?
See, guys, I am not any like software professional or someone. I'm just your sister who
Okay, ma. Don't worry, ma. Just
ask me the questions. Feel free, okay? Yeah, sure. React is always. See, don't you think Instagram is a large project? And React is used by Instagram. You can estimate, is Instagram not a large project? Uber also, how many transactions, how many things are going, how many people are using Insta?
So, on the behalf of students, I got one question. So,
Yeah.
they're asking for your experience of 3 months, how you were. I mean, it is from work from home or any kind of staying. I mean, going to the
Okay, let me tell you. I have a work from home and I'm continuing work from home. I don't think this pandemic will leave us to work from office, and I'm doing work from home. And I told you, no, at first, if you compare campus and a corporate life, you will. It's totally different. It's always a learning part here. Even when I'm in college, I used to study up to exams, and after that, I used to chill out the time. But now it's not like that. It's always the learning part. It's always the learning part. Today, I may have learning React. Of course, I'm new to the React and I'm learning the things. I'm not a pure professional or someone. I'm just learning the things of React. But I also have other tasks of learning cloud certifications and other technologies like Ansible, Terraform. You never even heard all these things. But when you enter into the corporate, they'll ask you to learn multiple things. You need to be multi-skilled. They don't need a single skill because will not be assigned to a single project always, no? And your mandatory skill will not be a single thing. Even if you think like you will work on the same skill, but you can work only on this company with the same skill. But when you try to change the company, you can't work on a same skill. Yes, sir. Hi, sir. How are you, sir? Yes, sir. That's why I'm telling them to gain knowledge. Because if they want to enter into the software, software will not leave them so easily that software will not leave them so easily. You can't enter with a basic knowledge, like see if you write a basic coding and if you enter, no, you cannot think like I know basic thinking and I can work in a projects and all those things will not work here. You need to have a multi-skill. Of course, to entry part, you may have a basic thing, but after entry, cannot work and people will not live with a basic thing. I have joined only 3 months back, but currently I've done a many Udemy courses on Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, and they asked me to work on a AWS certification and a React part. See how many things. It's just 3 months. No, yeah. See, I need to have a knowledge on HTML, CSS, JavaScript things, but also uh, currently have my local. I'm working on a local server, so no problem of things like cloud and all. But when I need to work on a cloud, when I need to connect my React project with a cloud thing, I surely need to have a knowledge of a cloud. So it comes for me to the learn the what AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, anything. So I need to do a certification of a cloud also. Single skill is not enough for the things to work out. And also you may think like, okay, your manager assigned you with the React work, but some days later he may suddenly ask you to learn some other technology, will change the technology and will work on it, and you need to learn. You can't say no sir, no ma'am, I can't, I should go with this and all things. You can't say, because if you say like that, they'll simply throw you in a bench. Then no use of a software industry, no. So keep updating of things, guys. At least be effective in a one language. At least you need to write. Yeah, can we use React for a backend? Backend in the sense we can connect it with the cloud part. In cloud part, we can run all the backend things like storing the data and all the things we can do in a cloud, and we can connect React with the backend part. You can't do any backend work, but you can just connect with the backend part so that the backend work will be run in a cloud.
Okay, sister. Thank you.
Coming to my salary, they'll check all the things, sir. It's not like my projects or my work. I need to daily work 9.5 hours. Actually, we have a portal and we need to update the work we have done. That they'll check, and based on my performance, based on my performance, they'll give me the hikes, and based on shifts, they'll give me a variable pays. Many things they'll be checking, and even after assigning to the project also, they asked me to write the top care exams and all things. There I need to get the points and all. So we'll have some areas where we need to work on, and after getting some 40 points and all, only we can get hikes and we can make our job permanent and all the things. It's not on it's based on multiple things.
So, why can't you share your interview experience so that it will be useful to your juniors, right?
Yeah, sure. See, coming to my interview thing, I have firstly, you all know basic round will be apti and all the things, no? See, so many people. The base part is apti or logical reasoning, and you need to you need to think logically, guys. You can't stop like somebody will help me. No, all these things will not work out. Even they can help you at the exams, like starting point, they can help you to write the exams and clear the exams. But even after entering into the industry, I have wrote almost 4 to 5 exams to get my job confirmed. Okay, and all those will not be so simple like they'll give you a question we should write and all. No, one person will be monitoring us and we need to answer him. Even if we move our eyes, we need to answer him. Why are you moving your eyes? He'll ask in a chat window and all the things. So it will not be so simple. So I suggest you personally to all be at least perfect in a one knowledge. You need to write a basic coding at least. You need to think logically. And coming to my interview part, firstly, I've learned. Firstly, I've searched all the things related to the Wipro projects and all. And firstly, he asked me some things like related to Java and all the things, and he asked me to write the code in front of him, and he asked me, "Will this code works?" I said yes. He said, "No, it will not work. I'll execute." He said. I said, "Okay, it will work." See, even it may be wrong, but I have confident that I wrote the correct code, and I told him the same thing. Yeah, I think it will work. It's not like I think. I said, "I okay, yeah, it will work for sure." And he asked me to tell something about Wipro. Actually, I've gone so deep before the interview. Got to know about a project related to the Wipro, and I told do you have any seniors or some? No, I have searched in Google and all the things. And he asked me so many questions related to what HTML, CSS, and Java, and all the things. That's how my technical round passed. And coming to the HR round, it's like basic English communication part. She asked me to tell a unexpected day in my life and how it has gone. And she asked me like, "Would you like to relocate? Tell me your introduction. All do you placed in other companies? Then why you need Wipro and all those things?" She asked me. That's how it passed. But I tell you, the basic thing is a aptly logical and coding round. Only if you clear there, you can move on to all this. And also for technical round, I have prepared for Java, DS, C, HTML, CSS, all those things I have worked. I got mail in some January starting, I guess. Or December last, I guess. I've worked all those days. Every day I've spent almost 3 hours to learn all the things after the college to get clear and to get idea of all the things until my technical round. And I've attended the technical round. Yeah, somebody asked me, is it easy to learn React fast? It's easy in the sense it's totally depends on you. We cannot differentiate. See, we cannot tell no. It may be easy for me, but it will not be same for all. But if you work and if you spend time on it, you may learn it easily. You need to understand the things correctly. Sometimes, see, even while working with projects, sometimes I may get errors where I sit some nights to solve it. Okay, we need to search the things. We need to practice on it. Only that theoretical knowledge is not enough. We need to work practically. We need to work on our own. Then only we'll get out the mistakes and we can learn more things.
మా సాయి వందన.
Yes, sir.
అమ్మా భావన, you completed my session.
Yes, sir.
Okay. సాయి వందన, you what are thanks you tell ma. Okay,
Yes,
start.
sir. Yes, sir.
Ma, second year and third year and final year students, any other you want questions? You ask questions, any others? Thank you. Okay, Sai Vandana, you what of thanks, you conclude meeting ma.
Yes, sir. So it was really an awesome session, Bhavana. It was really appreciable of you. So thanks. And I would like to end this session with an oath of thanks. And first of all, I am Sai Vandana, working as an assistant professor in Sanskriti School of Engineering. And this day went for learning, and it was really informative. And I would like to thank you, our guest webinar speaker, Miss Bhavana, for visiting and enlightening us with her knowledge and with her past experiences. And today's webinar was really full of knowledge, and it is of some of the interesting things. It also gave us deep insights into the topic, and also revealed some interesting facts about the companies and all those things. And the point where Miss Bhavana told us about the web technology was really informative. and I am pretty sure that the Miss Bhavana, which she has shared her precious knowledge, will definitely help us in our studies and future. Once again, I would like to thank Miss Bhavana for taking out time from her busy schedule and enlightening with us her knowledge. And thank you so much. And I would also like to thank our principal, Dr. A. Senthil Kumar, for giving permission to organize this webinar session and inviting Miss Bhavana to conduct it. And also, the person behind this for conducting the session is Mr. Shiva Kumar, for who really worked hard for making this event successful and bringing you. And also, I would like to thank all the students who are present here and paying attention and learning something new. I would end my speech from here. Thank you all.
Okay, ma. Thank you for Bhavana. Thank you for your spending your valuable times and sharing many information with our students. Once again, thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Bhavana, 1 second. Why can't you on the photo so that we will take a screenshot and we can post it? Yeah.
Wait, let me.
Yes, Bhavana. Great. So,
Bhavana.
yes, sir. So, why can't you give Bhavana about college things within 2 to 3 minutes of time? Tell something about college. Bhavana, are you there?
Yeah.
So, some words about college. Mhm. Yeah, you can start. You can start, Bhavana.
I need to tell about college.
Yes.
చెప్పు పడింది చెప్పు ఏదో ఒకటి చెప్పు మన కాలేజ్ గురించి చెప్పింది
Yeah.
అమ్మా చెప్పు ఆ మేడం వచ్చి న్యూలీ జాయిన్ చేసింది కదా మన కాలేజీలో అడుగుతాది నీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ చెప్పమ్మా ఏం మరి ఇట్లా
It was a good experience. See, while staying in college, we all may be thinking about when we'll leave this college and all the things. But once you come out of the college, no, you'll feel like I need the college again. I need college days again. So don't keep all such perceptions of things like Abba, this college is worst and all the things. It is the best, and wherever you go, you find the things in the same manner. But it only depends like the which you pay will be giving you the jobs. That's it. Okay. So don't keep any perceptions like this college is best, this college is worst. Things are working same. It is our own individual who we should work and we should do all the things. Okay. College is best. Okay. Don't keep all those perceptions, and that's it. Okay.
Great. And this is for today. And thank you so much once again.
Thank
ఓకే
you.
మా ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ భావన వన్స్ అగైన్ ఓకే మా ఓకే
Thank you, sir.
ఓకే మా
So all stay safe. Bye.
ఓకే